Grand Theft Auto, a name synonymous with sprawling open worlds, outlandish characters, and heart-pounding action. For years, gamers have eagerly awaited the next installment, GTA 6. Whispers and leaks have only intensified the anticipation, painting a picture of a return to Vice City, a neon-drenched playground ripe for exploration and exploitation. But what if that picture isn't the whole story? What if the wait, the hype, the mountains of expectation come crashing down when GTA 6 finally releases? Here's the truth nobody wants to admit. Even the most anticipated games can disappoint. Features get cut, stories fall flat, and sometimes the magic that made previous entries shine simply isn't there. This isn't about raining on anyone's parade. We all want GTA 6 to be a masterpiece, but blind optimism can lead to heartbreak. So, before you pre-order your limited edition solid gold controller, let's take a sober look at the reasons why GTA 6 might not live up to the impossible expectations we've built in our minds. Is it all doom and gloom? Not necessarily, but a healthy dose of skepticism can temper our excitement and prepare us for the possibility that GTA 6, while still good, might not be the revolutionary experience we're all craving. Let's face it, the excitement around Grand Theft Auto 6 is reaching a fever pitch. With over 180 million views, the reveal video for the game has become the second most popular trailer in the history of gaming. The internet is ablaze with excitement over every blurry screenshot, every questionable leak, and every minute detail from the trailer for the game. However, due to the fact that Rockstar Games has a tendency to keep things under wraps, crazy rumors have actually increased in popularity. Many people desire Grand Theft Auto 6 to have a lifelike appearance and a massive world that is full with activities. There are even some who fantasize about very complex life simulations, complete with ever-changing weather and non-player characters as if they were actual people. The expectations are as high as the clouds, but are they really plausible in any way? Were we oblivious to prior events? Is it possible that we are preparing ourselves for a breakdown on the magnitude of Cyberpunk 2077? Why it is important. It is common for people to experience disappointment when they are disappointed by a video game because they have unreasonable expectations regarding the game. It is possible that it would be prudent to approach with caution when it comes to expectations for the game Grand Theft Auto 6, despite the fact that it has created a great amount of buzz for a game that has not even been completely released yet. Grand Theft Auto 6 may seem to be a sure bet due to the fact that Rockstar Games has a history of delivering successful games in the past. Red Dead Redemption 2, the studio's most recent significant attempt, is an example of a game that has received worldwide recognition. Taking a more comprehensive look at the situation, on the other hand, exposes how much room there is for disappointment brought about by the next title. One of the unintended consequences of the hype around Grand Theft Auto 6 has already shown itself in the form of leaks that have started to circulate around the game. These leaks have shown off content from the game at a moment in time when it is obviously not quite ready. In light of the fact that early gameplay video was received with the type of anger that is typically saved for a really poor final product, the response to these leaks demonstrates how out of proportion certain expectations have grown. It is difficult to conceive of a completed game that might possibly live up to the expectations that certain members of the community have set for it, given that the criteria for a work in progress are already so high. The decade that has gone since Grand Theft Auto 5 was first released on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 is a significant contributor to the growing interest for the game. The lengthy wait for Grand Theft Auto 6 has been a huge component of the development of this anticipation. In spite of the fact that Grand Theft Auto Online has received a great deal of content upgrades in the meantime, the numbered series has never before seen a break of this magnitude in the past. This is by no means the first large series that has slowed down in the HD age of video games, but very few games have had interim periods that have lasted this long when there have been quite so many eyes on the event. Taking into consideration the small number of previous games that have been subjected to similarly growing expectations over the course of extended production cycles, it is simple to see how Grand Theft Auto 6 can wind up falling short of this lofty standard. One such game is Kingdom Hearts 3, which received favorable reviews but still managed to let down a great number of fans who had hoped for a flawless sequel to Kingdom Hearts 2 throughout the course of the 13 years and changes that had transpired since the release of the second game in the series. The 8 years that transpired between the introduction of Cyberpunk 2077 and its release in 2020 resulted in a substantially more acute letdown. Over the course of those 8 years, a multitude of glitches and performance difficulties served to exacerbate dissatisfaction with the game's intrinsic restrictions. Red Dead Redemption 2 was a victory that Grand Theft Auto 6 may have some difficulty living up to. This game was a significant exception to the trend of long gestating titles that were unable to completely meet the expectations that were first set for them. Despite the fact that Rockstar has been universally regarded as a capable developer for a considerable amount of time, the Grand Theft Auto games have seldom achieved anything even remotely close to universal pleasure. GTA 5 failed to live up to either of these high standards while pushing open-world gameplay further as its major focus of innovation. Grand Theft Auto 4 sacrificed some of the charm of San Andreas in order to place more of an emphasis on serious storyline, which satisfied some players while disappointing others. It is ridiculous to anticipate that Rockstar will be able to create another package that is almost flawless in Grand Theft Auto 6, despite the fact that Red Dead Redemption 2 may be the greatest example of everything fitting together in a single Rockstar game. Although it is undoubtedly fair to accept that the game demonstrates Rockstar's capacity to offer something remarkable, Grand Theft Auto has its own set of obstacles that might be more difficult than anything that Red Dead Redemption 2 had to deal with. Despite the fact that the likelihood of Grand Theft Auto 6 failing to achieve its fundamental objectives is minimal, it may be just as challenging to accomplish those objectives with the same degree of skill. The difficulties of constructing a massive metropolis according to the norms of current open-world games is the most significant obstacle that Grand Theft Auto 6 must overcome. This is a more daunting prospect than the task of developing an interesting interpretation of the American West. Once again, Cyberpunk 2077 serves as an illustration of the concessions that were made in order to achieve this objective. The majority of the structures in the city serve as facades, and the city itself may have a frustratingly empty feeling. In order to construct a metropolis that has the appropriate amount of interaction, Grand Theft Auto 6 must perform a delicate balancing act. This task is made even more difficult by the technological requirements that must be met in order to depict a dense environment of that level of complexity on consumer hardware. It is possible to consider Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 as the last significant points of comparison for Grand Theft Auto 6, but there are also other references that are less promising to employ. The remasters of Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas that were released in 2021 are a clear example of a letdown. These remasters have an uneven visual style shift and a variety of glitches, which together result in an overall experience that is inferior to the games that were originally released. Despite the fact that Rockstar did not do this work in-house, the business nonetheless approved a Grand Theft Auto project that was not up to any standards. In addition, Grand Theft Auto Online depicts a number of patterns that are cause for worry within the genre. Unbalanced player-versus-player gameplay, despite the fact that it is not technically pay-to-win, induces a large number of microtransactions, which in turn makes the game less enjoyable than it might be while also transforming it into an unbelievable cash cow for Rockstar. Thankfully, the studio is not likely to incorporate monetization into the single-player campaign. However, it is entirely possible that an online mode for Grand Theft Auto 6 could end up receiving more priority in development in order to guarantee a consistent flow of Shark Cash Card purchases in the future. There is no reason to believe that Grand Theft Auto 6 will not be a decent game. Rockstar is not likely to release a product that does not meet its normally high standards for open-world experiences, so this does not mean that the game will not be excellent. Making the assumption that it will be revolutionary in every aspect, on the other hand, is likely to result in disappointed outcomes. It is possible that Grand Theft Auto 6 will have a great deal of surprises, both positive and negative, and the best way to ensure that you will like the game when it is released is to manage your expectations for it. We painted a bit of a grim picture, but remember, this is all speculation. GTA 6 could very well surpass our wildest dreams, but by acknowledging the potential pitfalls, we can approach the game with a balanced perspective, ready to appreciate its strengths and forgive its shortcomings. So is GTA 6 doomed to disappoint? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the conversation starts here. Stick around for the rest of the video where we'll dissect these potential disappointments in more detail. We'll break down the rumors, analyze the leaks, and explore what Rockstar might be aiming for with GTA 6. Will it be a groundbreaking return to form or a missed opportunity? Let's find out together.